Fernando Nubla from the European Commission. And also this is a very important talk concerning Leos, that is an editor that can manage also interoperability and support a large community, not limited to the European institutions, but also involving more and more the member states. And I leave the floor to Fernando. Many thanks for coming in this panel.
Thank you, Monica. I will share my screen. Okay, I hope you see my screen already. So I'm Fernando Nubla from the European Commission. I'm working as an IT project officer, and I'm the project manager of Leos. And we want to explain you the status of the tool and the latest things that we are doing. So what about the status of Leos? First, before talking about the status, maybe we need to talk about what is Leos. Some of the people here probably you don't know the tool. So Leos is a legislation editing open source tool. We created it with a mission in our minds, that was to make the legislation drafting more efficient. We know that this process of the legislation drafting is very complex, and we want to provide a tool that can help in the collaboration, so a collaborative tool. Now, in times of pandemic, COVID, we even see more important that you can use collaborative tools from different places. So it's something that is going with the times. We want also that the authors, they focus on the content and not on the structure. This is a common goal, I think, that everyone here will share. We spend a lot of time nowadays losing time in the structure, correcting documents, styles, if this is a paragraph or it's a point. We want to avoid all of this. So that's why we use Akomantoso to control the rules. And specifically, we use Akomantoso for EU. And nowadays, we are doing the integration of the latest version of Akomantoso for EU, as Veronique Paris explained before. We started this journey under the ISA program as Leos. We moved to the second program that was the ISA Square. And now we are moving to the new program that is the Digital Europe program, Digital. And we are going to start in this program as from now in 2021. We offer an open source version that everyone can download it and use it. It's delivered under the European Public Union license, and we help you to take this solution. We have some onboarding activities that I will explain a bit later. We do training, workshops, and we also have a growing community around Leos. But about the community and onboarding, I will talk a bit later. As I said, we are moving from ISA Square to digital. So we are going to be in two blocks, a common service platform, where you will be able to take the solution and download it and use it. And the interoperability knowledge and support center, where we are going to continue the evolutions of the tool and the new features, the new requests, and keep making the tool better. The status of Leos as the European institutions is the following. So we currently have 6 pilots, 6 proposals that are being drafted in Leos, real proposals. Last year, we had our first major milestone. That it was that we had the first TASUD proposal drafted in Akomantoso that was done by DigiTASUD. So you have below the name of the proposal, you can check it out. It was done with Leos and following with Akomantoso. This year, we have sent that proposal to the Council, also in Akomantoso, and the Council of the European Union is using Leos to draft their mandate based on the proposal from the Commission. As from 2022, we will start with the full rollout of the application, but we will do it in phases. So our target date for the full rollout is in 2024, but as from 2022, we would like to have Leos as the default drafting tool for the ordinary legislative proposals at the European Commission. About the software itself, we have a new version. We have the LEOS Pilot 3.10 that I'm going to present you right away. We are doing the final testing. We have the release candidate ready, and we want to publish the official version now in September, so probably at the end of the month. We have done some improvements in the edition view. We have a new search and replace, a new spell checker. We have improvements for tables support, and we also improved the comparison algorithm. We also integrated the latest Ref2Link tool that I will also explain a bit. We will see it, how it is working. We did a lot of technical improvements, dependencies updates, and bug fixes. As I said, we are doing a pilot, so we are we have a lot of improvements going on, and we are applying them in the tool. We created a new module that is the Commentoso for utils. This module, you can adapt it to a Commentoso for whatever, for Italy, for Germany, for whatever country. You will find here some utils that you can reuse, for instance, to convert it to HTML, to PDF, also to work on the metadata on the documents. For instance, in the commission, we need to do the adoption of the Commentoso documents, and at this stage, we need to populate the metadata. So we are centralizing all this work on the metadata in this utility. We also improved the configuration. We have now new templates and new Commentoso elements, and it's easier to plug your own Commentoso format. We are creating new services because we are integrating in all the workflows tools of the commission and in the council. So we need new services. As a new addition, now we have the push services. So before you needed the other tools, they needed to take the information from LEOS. Now we can push from LEOS to other tools. So this is a new addition. And for the collaborative aspect, we have improved the annotations. So now you can create justification to suggestions, and you can work in bulk operations on the annotation. So you can accept a lot of suggestions, delete a lot of them. We created all these new features of the annotations because we are doing also the inter-service consultations of internally in the commission, and we allow all the DGs to create comments and suggestions. So we can reach a lot of them. For the TASUT proposal that we did, we had 300 comments and suggestions from the different services. So we realized that all these operations to auto-accept and to work in a lot of annotations were needed. And of course, we have some UI improvements. I will show you now some of the main features that we had. For the ones that you don't know the tool, this is the repository browser. So it's the entry point of the tool where you have all the different proposals. For this conference, I already created the Summerless 2021. So if we open the proposal, we will see all the different documents that belong to this type of document. So in this case, we have a regulation of the European Parliament and of the Council. So we have the different information about the metadata. We have the document explanatory memorandum, and we have the legal act. We have the possibility also to add different annexes. I will go to the edition of the legal act. And you will see how we present the edition view of the documents in the tool. So on the left side, we have the navigation pane where you can scroll automatically in the different parts of the documents. I already pre-filled some information of the proposal. We have the versions pane where you are able to see all the changes, compare. We will go there a bit later. On the middle, you have the document with the different bosses that you can use for edition. And on the right side, you have the collaborative features that are for the comments and suggestions with the new actions that we have here. So I will show you first the search and replace, new button that we have here. And we will try to find some tests. So in this case, we try to find a recital. You have the possibility to do a match case. In this case, you are not going to find it because recital in the test is with upper case. And you can also find the whole words. So if I remove the match case, then I will see it again. And what I can do is to replace. So I can decide to change the recital maybe by citation. I could click on replace and I will replace the first occurrence and I will go to the next one, or I can do replace all. Like this is going to change the word everywhere. Once I finish, I can save and close, and all the changes will be applied automatically to the document, to the Komantoso document. The next feature that I want to show you is the spell checker. That is a new addition. So we have spelling mistakes and grammar mistakes. So for instance, I already put some mistakes, so we can correct some parts of the test. For instance, claims, we need to remove one S. We also know that the European Union, we need to put in initial capital, so we have these corrections too. And we have grammar suggestions too. So it's a have received, we need to put it in the past participle, have received. I can also add any other change that I want. I test change, as always. This is the edition of the test in Leos. I can save and close, and all the changes will be saved in the document. The last feature that I want to show is the new things that we have for the annotations. So we have different noun lines that you can browse through the annotations. As you see, when I'm selecting them, I have a different background and I can work on the bulk annotations feature. So I can delete all these comments because I already took care of them. If I select the suggestions that are changes that I want to apply in the test, that's why you see the difference here. If I click on accept, I will apply this correction to the test. So I have also my options to accept both of them at the same time. If I click, you will see that the test has been changed. And to see it maybe better, what I'm going to open is the comparison view on the left side. Can compare from the creation to the changes that I have done here. Maybe not from the creation, I will do it from the later changes. So you see we replace recital by citation. We have accepted the different suggestions with the changes in the test. And also we have the corrections here that we did and the new test that I have added. We can continue working on the test. All the comparison will be updated automatically. Like this, you always have the trace of what you have been doing. This is all for the demo. I will come back to the presentation. If you have some questions, we can discuss them later. And I want to now to tell you what we are planning to do in 2021 as part of our pipeline. We want to continue. We are working on a feature that is the fork and merge of an ad. This is a reviewing feature that we are doing. So sometimes we know that we need to do a lot of changes in the test when we are reviewing, for instance, the legal service of the European Commission. And what we are going to do is the possibility to create a fork of the proposal. You do your changes, and then you do a merge. You send the version to the author, and the author will do a merge. So we'll decide which of the changes they want to apply. We are working on the amending acts with Spain. The amending acts is the modifications to existing legislation. We are doing improvements on the drafting based on the pilots, on all the feedback that we are receiving. We are adding the support for a Komantoso for you for 0. We are creating and extending the Komantoso for you utils, migration of the annotations to new technology. What I showed you about the annotations is in AngularJS. The support is coming to an end soon, so we are migrating it to Angular. And of course, any contribution that we may have from the Leos community. But we don't stop here. This is an ongoing project. It's a project that will continue for a lot of years because, as you see, we are applying it in the Commission, in the Council, so there is no stop, no stop here. Leos started as a project to help on digitalization, but now we are entering in the new era of digital transformation. So we need to do something more. We need to have a step further. So we are thinking to create a new ecosystem of tools around Leos And we are exploring new ways of legislation drafting. So we have right now a study with the University of Bologna, and we are trying to see how we can apply new tools like artificial intelligence, machine learning to help on the drafting. So we are defining some use cases. We are trying to explore how to do it, and we'll come back with some results in this year and in the following years. But the idea is to go to this era of the digital transformation and do things in a better way. The last part of the presentation is focused on the LEOS community. So first question you may have is why join this community. So everything that I show you till now is open source. Everything is open to everyone, whoever wants to use LEOS. So you could be part of the LEOS evolutions. You could help on defining the new features, changes, improvements. You can join our community meetings to share experiences, success stories. You can have access to all the documentation and have access to discussions with other members of the community to share experiences. And you can have the training given by our team. So you can have a training on business side and training also on the technical side. And how we onboard you, and how could you onboard LEOS in your institution? So we define 4 different phases on the onboarding process. We have the inquiry phase, when you take some contacts with us. We give you a starter package. We explain you the roadmap. We share with you the success stories. This is more to IT project managers or legal experts, policy officers, could be business people also that want to know a bit about LEOS. Then we move to the prospecting phase. So then is when you already want to know a bit more, and we share more technical information. So this goes more to the IT profiles, business analysts, and project managers. We share technical architecture, FAQs, the governance, etc. Then you move to the discovery phase, when we include the final users, so the end users here. Finally, they are the ones that they need to see the tool, and they need to decide if they will use it or not, and if they are going to get their work improved with these new tools. So we give the user guides, we do workshops, trainings with the end users, and also with the developers and the IT architects. And the last phase is when you enter in the project phase. Then we include the entire project team. We have a ticketing system, code repository. If you need to changes in the code, rules for contributions. If you're developing something new and you want to contribute it, you can do it. The evolution of the community started in 2018. In 2019, we launched the community campaign to build it. And in 2020, we realized that we have a lot of members that are interested on the tool, different member states, also individuals, companies. So we started creating this community. And in 2021, we are doing the evolution. Now we have a new figure that is the LEOS ambassadors. And some of the LEOS ambassadors are already in this conference. So we are trying to grow the community and using also the experiences that we have from these ambassadors. So we have Carlos Fernandez from Spain. Spain is using LEOS, is implementing it in different ministries. We have also Dr. Fotis that is using LEOS in another angle for an educational tool for public administrators. It's also part of our ambassadors. And then we have internal ambassadors in the commission. We have Bert Coombs and Milagros, that they were the first drafters of the proposal in the commission, and they are spreading the knowledge inside the commission to use the tool. And we also participate in different events, like the digital public conference that was the latest one, and this one of today. And this is my last slide. We are going to do a new Leos community webinar the 21st of September. So we would like to invite you all to join if you want to see more about the latest version that we have created, the 3.1. We are going to do a full demo with all the features, not just the main ones that I did today. And we are going to talk about the digital transformation with a speaker from the Government Office for Legislation from the Republic of Slovenia. The Republic of Slovenia has the presidency now of the Council, so you will hear from them how they see the digital transformation of the legislative process, and an open chat with the different members of the community. You have the link there. I will chat it in. I will put it in the chat if you want to join, and you are of course welcome. So keep in touch, and thank you all for listening to me and to Monica and the University of Bologna for giving us the chance to present the project.
Thank you too much. And now there is a very interesting question coming from Carlo Ferrigato. Are you planning and use of Leos tools in addition to inter-service consultation like committees or improving existing legislation?
Yeah, so we are doing using the tool for the internal consultations of the Commission. When you draft a proposal, we can ask the different services for their opinion. So we use the tools of the comments and suggestions that I saw on the right. I know that the Council is planning also to consult the member states also with this tool, but we don't have any plan for the moment for the public consultation. Okay, this could be, in fact, it's a nice project that we could run in the future to allow the citizens to consult on this in these documents.
Okay, there is another interesting question from Jesus Chero from the European Parliament. No, it's just an answering to the previous question, the relationship with the European Parliament. This is very interesting. Are you creating a dissemination of these tools also inside of the European Parliament or the Council?
So we have Leos in the Council. Leos is using, Council is using Leos for the drafting of their mandate. And then the Parliament, as they explained, they are using Senate, their own editor. But as as Veronique also explained, we are creating this command also for you to communicate and to exchange the documents between us. So even if we use different tools, the documents that we are going to produce, all of the tools should be in a command also for you. This will ensure the interoperability. And also the documents that are going to be published by the Publication Office will be in a command also for you.
Concerning the use of machine learning or artificial intelligence, can I add something more? So University of Bologna with a team are investigating some scenarios specifically to extract from the current corpus some phenomena in order to suggest new rules and features to Leos in order to create a better legislation or minimize errors or improve quality. So we are working together on this. Okay, thank you so much for your presentation, and keep in touch for sure for the Leos meeting. We are disseminating these events, so relevant, and keep in touch also for this.